can't fold your hands and say, I receive, rabababa, kugagaga. I was watching a pastor in Dubai preaching and saying, I was saying, you will sit in your house and money will walk to your house. It doesn't happen like that. I wrote the book, Money is an Idiot, but it's not idiotic enough to walk to your house. There is a process of simplicity, a process of hard work, a process of diligence, a process of doing the thing with a great mind. Most young people do not want to follow that process. I say you cannot. I say why? I say because I'm Dr. Apoki. I'm your friend Dr. Charles Apoki. I remain your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. Charles Apoki. And this is the continuation of the last broadcast I made. You are welcome to Word and Wisdom Time. I want to appeal to you after watching. Make sure you share it to somebody to build up somebody. We've been talking about incubating your dream, proclaiming your dream, acting on your dream. But the 12 P's I mentioned earlier on, I want to add some other P's. P number 13 is push. You can have the vision, you can have the proclamation, you can have patience, but there are bound to be obstacles. There are bound to be difficulties. There is bound to be discouragement. There is bound to be negative comments. When I sold the hospital and I started ministry, somebody said I was a madman. People called me fake in-law. They called me all kinds of things, fake doctor. But you see, I was always pushing. There are times you will feel tired. There are times you will feel weak, but push on. The man that invented the telephone, Graham Bell, there was a man that started it before him. His name is Nice. Graham Bell only turned a screw a little bit for the screw to come in contact with a diaphragm and made the telephone to ring, and he could communicate with it freely. And so that little push, a few days back, I was to get somebody who will link me with the procurement of that pool of water that I told you in one of the broadcasts, be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. I've been calling him for days. He will pick, he will say he's coming, he will not come. I had an arrangement with him to meet me in this place. And by 10 a.m. yesterday, he did not come. And I came with my lawyer. I trekked 2.5 kilometers to the nearby village, looked for him, saw him. I found out that he wasn't even in the best position to be of help to me. He had no authority to sell. He had to take me to his elder brother, who was willing to sell and would call a family meeting. If I had stayed here and be commanding him to come and be calling the devil, binding the devil, he wouldn't come. I had to go there, trekked, and it rained. When it rained, we stayed in a house near where they were molding pots, and after some time, the rain stopped. We saw a tricycle coming, and I perched behind the tricycle with Barrister Okeya, and we got here. We paid him. I want to appreciate one of our sponsors, Andor Global Foods. This is the Andor garlic powder. This is Andor ginger. I used it this morning, very nice. This is Andor turmeric powder. You can either add them to your tea or add them to your food. Talking about food, this is Andor dried catfish, 1 kilogram, delicious. You can see their phone numbers and their contacts beneath the video. Patronize Andor Global Foods, NAFDAC registered. Now, the next thing is that there is a process. That process, you must know it. That process, you must follow it in details. If you miss one step in the process, you will miss, it will distort the whole dream. And so, there is a process. Sitting down here and wearing this jeans and jeans shirt and this khaki shirt. I bought this khaki shirt in Australia. I'm a widely traveled person. I'm a medical doctor. This is 35 years I've been a medical doctor. I opened my first hospital when I was 29 years old. I am not a mean man. If I want to wear suits to this farm, I will only make a phone call People who know me, people who respect me, will send me suits to wear to the farm. But I must set a new approach, a new model for our young ones to follow. There's too much overpackaging, too much grandiosity, too much ostentation, too much conspicuous living. And that's why this country is not progressing. Imagine somebody's son was wedding in the north. They went there with 6 private jets. The north, that is one of the most backward parts of Africa. Polio, hunger, vaginal fistula, dusty streets. Somebody is going to where they were spraying dollars. They were spraying dollars. The average youth today looks at us pastors who are so-called big pastors, the way we package ourselves. They don't want to follow the process. The process from the beginning. There is a process. I did not arrive here in a day. I have passed through many things. I was selling cars. I would drive throughout the night. One day I was driving throughout the night. I got to Benin. My money finished. I went to wake Dr. Emmanuel Jessa. He was then in the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, my classmate. And he gave me money. I drove and got to Awomama. My money finished. I knocked on Dr. Oje's house door around 4 a.m. And I drove from there, got to Aba around 6:30 in the morning. By 9, I was in the theater doing operations. You can't fold your hands and say, I receive, rabababa, kugagaga. I was watching a pastor in Dubai preaching and I was saying, you will sit in your house and money will walk to your house. It doesn't happen like that. I wrote the book, Money is an Idiot, but it's not idiotic enough to walk to your house. There is a process of simplicity, a process of hard work, a process of diligence, a process of doing the thing with a great mind. Most young people do not want to follow that process. I came here with my son. He schooled in Europe. He lived in America. He has worked in America. I am taking him through this rigor, like as I took his elder brother through, so that when I die, he will not sell this land, so that he will know the process we use to build this place. We must take our children through the processes. If not, this smart work alone will kill them. The telephone was not designed by smart work alone. Microsoft, the man Cooper, who designed this telephone, they stayed 30 hours locked in before they could produce the handset. Hard work still pays, and the church must emphasize hard work. Parents must emphasize hard work. Parents must emphasize simplicity. Then, another P is perspective. You are where you are, but you are seeing where you want to be. When 2 lines, parallel lines, continue for a long distance, they will meet. Have this perspective. Avoid toxic people. Avoid people who discourage you. Now listen, if you stay near a madman for 21 days, who is singing Ungongo Jureju na moto, Jureju na moto, Ungongo, in Igbo language it means there is a lot of rubbish inside a car, inside a vehicle. Ungongo Jureju na moto, Jureju na moto, Ungongo. If you live with a madman for 21 days singing that song, after 21 days, you will start doing when you are washing clothes. 21 days of staying near a stupid person, staying near a lazy person, staying near somebody who has thrown away his vision, staying near somebody who will discourage you, staying near somebody who has nowhere he's going to. 21 days alone, your passion, your patience, your everything will die. So look for people who can encourage you, people who can stimulate you, people who can push you, people who can help you. I told somebody the vision here. He blocked me on Facebook. And I told my son, Essie said, forget about him. There are people who will ignore you, people who will discourage you, people who will reject you. They are not good enough for you. There's a great future waiting for you. Continue with your push. Continue with your perspective. Continue with the process. Start small. The Indians practice dissimulation. They pretend as if they are poor. The Igbos practice dissimulation, delayed gratification. And you see the Igbo man you see with shorts like me, you don't know he has a factory. You don't know he has a lot of property. Until we learn to do this dissimulation, follow processes that have worked for people, we cannot go far. I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. Please remember to go to our blog, Dr. Apoki Charles, Dr. Apoki's blog, and go to my bookstore, Petra Publications Online, and then buy those materials and read them. You can be our partner, share our blog, share our posts. you can contribute to this project, and your name will be written here in gold, and God alone will bless you. Amen.